I think like the feminine of being a man is sometimes passed over. Obviously, I'm talking about in a particular part of society, right? It's okay to be like openly gay. It's okay to be a part of the rainbow community, but to be a builder and feminine is not okay, right? Or to have any feminine traits is not okay, right? So it's like, I don't know, I think it's something that's missed in us. Particularly someone who wants to cook, and like, I cook because my old lady cooked. The special thing I saw was the manner in which she gave away her art, not the manner in which she did it. Every business I've run on the wall says, it's our mission to spread love through food. And I just watched my old lady do that my whole life. And I suppose, like, it's harder, you move away. I've got like nieces, nephews, siblings, all these people's journey I want to be a part of. But my parents did the same thing to give us the chance to live in places like this. And so I want to be an option for my nieces and nephews should they want to be a hunter or a horse rider or have these things in the world that maybe we didn't think was of us, you know what I mean? Like things that I do now, and I speak to my homies in Auckland and they're like, yo, what are you up to? But the reality is like, you can do whatever you want. You can be whoever you want. And that's the whole thing behind this whole mission.
You had it? Yeah. What up, mate? Smoker! Look at that, mate. That is unreal. Now that is a long shot. Is it your first time shooting distance? Yeah. Bro, that is epic. First year? Yeah. Bro, well done. That is unreal. Yeah, so this morning we took a wee group out, went for a bit of a hunt. We were going for a meat animal, so a red deer. So we shot up the back, we spotted a nice wee hind, so we stalked in for about 1,500 metres, right down to about 400. We laid down, really took our time, and we took the animal, and we've now brought it back. We're going to hang it up in the butchery now if anyone wants to come and look how the process works.
Dane's a teacher, and this will make me emotional, and he's so generous. So he has a beautiful wife and child and much to get on with on an average weekend, and yet my son will come home with an enormous animal and he will just go into the butchery with him and teach. He will get out his perfect, beautiful knives and he will just put his heart and soul into teaching these young men how to harvest their animal in the best possible way.
We're constantly battling with, people asking us why we have to kill animals, why we show this process, but the reality is, first and foremost, deer, specifically red deer, are a pest and they're an issue in New Zealand, so maintaining a healthy population. We're not looking to completely eradicate the deer because we love hunting, we're just looking to keep a healthy population. And then secondly, I don't think it should be seen as yuck or gross. And now being exposed to a lot of the cooking that you do, there's just about nothing that's not usable, so it's not yuck, it's edible. It's the way I look at it pretty much.
I think one of the big things for me, people that say it's gruesome, all these sort of stories, but are happy to kill animals that live shit lives with a telephone or with their cash flow card at the supermarket, that's far more cruel than harvesting an animal that's lived a good life in the fucking Hāwea hills. And, you know, she's had a great life, been treated well, killed quickly, a nice clean shot. There was no suffering. She hasn't been in a pen, and then now we're going to pay her all the respect we can. If you get a chance to go to a meatworks and see how your supermarket animals are treated, there's definitely nothing gross about this. So when you're field butchering, your first cut you're going down here, right? And then backstage,
going down there backstage. Yeah.
This is the sort of piece that if you've got a Traeger or like a pellet cooker at home, that's the place for him, eh, on your barbie. Yeah. You know, if you're on a bit of that American barbecue haps, I would say from a deer, this is the premium barbecue cut, this rum. And you can see this little line that runs through here, this little fat line that runs through here, is where I want to stop my rump so I can get the Denver steaks out of there. And Denver steaks is just when we pull it apart to its separate muscles. And then if we brine it and treat it right, that's like the venue we had on Finn's last night. Yeah. So obviously Gabe and Riley usually do the butchery themselves. But just having the rock crew here and being able to sort it out for the bro and teach the boys a little bit about sort of more commercial butchery than hunter bush butchery, you know? It's always helpful. They teach me more than you could imagine about the game of hunting, so it makes sense to try and pay them back wherever I can, you know? Like a lot of things down south, not everything can be bought with money. So this just gives me something to trade, you know? I can cook, I can butcher, and you guys know the hunting and the region and have the access, and we can scratch each other's backs, you know? So, hey. Oh, young fellas haven't learned about fire yet. Having too much wood up your sleeve will never ruin your day. So just keep introducing and don't try and save money on wood. Because if you're 3/4 way through a cook and you run out of hot wood, and maybe you watch too much Chef's Table and you're doing a brisket, your day's fucked and you just lost $150 worth of beef. So in here we've just got spuds. I suggest you get an ironclad for doing this, or do it in your oven. I've had other cast iron brands that have exploded by putting them directly in the fire. And it's not like a crack, it's like you do that in a fireplace in a villa, shit gets super exciting real quick.
Before Dane, I would often walk past our fruiting trees, or I'd have our groundsperson Kirsten just mention the walnuts that fall, or some of the food that was available to us on the property, and I'd feel guilty all the time because I wasn't getting to it, because I didn't understand what to do. And enter Dane, and suddenly everything has a purpose and a story, and nothing is wasted.
Born and raised in apartheid South Africa, we didn't have a supermarket. So things couldn't go to waste because you had 3 weeks till the truck came back, or my family, luckily, we grew most of the things we ate. Yummiest bits are the waste bits, right? They just take more work, like fat, like the livers and hearts that we've been blessed with for our beer tasting tonight. My brother a few years ago, who, like all kids, my older brother was like my hero. He was like a gun sportsman. A little bit later, he got institutionalized with depression. And like, it was mind-blowing, this dude that just wins absolutely everything, and now he like can't see any reason to be alive. And then it turned out the biggest factor was gluten. From there on, like pretty much my number one priority became figuring out about what we can do to help, if we can get people eating food that's still delicious but also healthy, and now going to help our gut health, which is going to help our mental health. Like, it seems like a no-brainer, you know what I mean?
Thank you, Chef.
It's been so important to us to meet a like-minded soul. We can go, well, we are making a difference. You know, these are extraordinary people that are walking through the door, and they are being affected by our collective story. This is powerful, it's moving, and this is the direction of not only food and food security, but it's also the direction of tourism. This is a masterclass in how tourism and agriculture and the future of food can come together and actually move people.
Here, essentially, we're doing a regen dining experience tonight. So that's trying to use everything that comes out of the regenerative paddock. The whole idea is for us to be using a diverse mix of different life forms. I say life forms because having the mix brings back birds, bugs, worms, and all of these things that help the soil to be in better health. And the soil being in better health means the plants are in better health, means we're in better health. Anything that grew in the ground is going to come off the station tonight.
We learn every single day with him how to do better in terms of the full circularity of food and food systems. The way in which he approaches using everything is just remarkable.
We talk about my company and I want to pay cooks more, I want to treat cooks like pros, I want to treat front of house like pros. The reality is I can take people that are part of my story, a part of my journey, and show them that we can do whatever we want. People like to talk that talk like you forget where you're from, now you're living in Hāwea, blah, 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 all this stuff, cooking for the rich. But the reality is I need to be coming from a position of strength before I can help anyone else. I need to go and get it done, and then soon we'll have a food truck open, in a month's time. The food on the food truck, although we'll make everything from scratch and do things to a level other food trucks can't compete with, the food will still be in alignment with that category of the market. But now we're in a position where we're not thinking, oh, what if it's quiet, are we going to have to close? We're not thinking, oh, what about raw materials? And hopefully we can take us and ours along with us and then open a door for other people to run through.